Happy Tuesday, guys. What's up? Welcome into the latest episode of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt. To follow me across all of my socials, and yikes, we hadn't had one of those in a while, but it kind of stinks because we had a really big day yesterday on YouTube for numbers. So if you're back watching the video, I appreciate it because huge week last week. And normally what happens is people start telling other people and they start going, oh my gosh, the podcast is hot, blah, blah, blah. We went over 10 units last week. And then yesterday happened and we got thumped. The Texans, they do not cover in the first half. The Bucks do cover the 8.5. They win, but the late game goes completely ice in the second half. Nowhere near the 40.5 to go over. The under was the dead play in that game, and the Raiders were never really in the game. Raiders quarterback Geno Smith played horrifically with 3 extremely costly interceptions, and he really cost his team big time. Herbert did get over 1.5 touchdowns. That was the only bet we got right yesterday. Genti did not score a touchdown. So 1-4, down 3.48 units, basically 3.5 units to start the week. So I put us in a pretty nasty hole here to start the week. Now, it's been a very profitable month. The podcast that I talked about yesterday, we hit a high of 40 units for the year. That's the high water mark for us in terms of profitability for the juice. So we're going to hopefully bounce back today. Hopefully we make it back up, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We go back into the football world. But we will be in baseball for today, WNBA playoffs today, Wednesday, probably the same thing, and then into football coming up on Thursday. One thing to go and watch, there is a show that Pat Fitzmaurice and I do. We tape it every Tuesday. It comes out Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, a look ahead for week 3 of the NFL. We look at the numbers, we give you survivor picks, and we talk about games you should bet right now. Something to keep in mind as we've got new shows going on. So obviously, the Daily Juice is every single day. That show, the Early Look show with Pat Fitzmaurice and myself for the NFL, that will drop Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning every single week. Additionally, we have the live stream on Sunday morning, and we have the Discord channel chat on Saturday morning. So those are 3 shows. I said this on the Discord channel yesterday. I'm going to say it on the podcast here today, so there's no confusion. We're going to track the bets I give out on the Daily Juice podcast for the Daily Juice. It's gotten very convoluted and confusing about what bets were made when did I put plays on the Discord channel, what's official and what's not. And when we added the Tuesday show, I'm giving out bets on Tuesday for the following Sunday. So from a tracking standpoint, it's really convoluted if I'm giving out plays on Saturday morning, on Sunday morning, on the live stream, on Tuesday, on our look-ahead show, plus the Daily Juice, and then the Discord channel, like what's official and what's not. So to eliminate that confusion, the bets you see on, and we've done this pretty much up to this point, so it's not like we're changing anything. It's just as we add all these new shows with football, I want to make sure everyone understands what the record is and how we're tracking the record for 2025. So it's bets that are put out on this video and this podcast each and every single morning. So when I tell you we're up 40 units, that's what I mean. It's for this podcast, not the other stuff that we do. If I gave out player props on Sunday morning, or I gave out a bet on Saturday morning on the Discord channel chat, or on Tuesday, those aren't the Daily Juice record plays. We're going to keep the juice to be just the Daily Juice, okay? Just to make sure we're all on the same page with that. We still have the opportunity for you guys to go and get the Tyreek Hill jersey. If you would like the signed Tyreek Hill jersey from our friends at pristineauction.com. It's pretty easy. All you got to do is subscribe to the BettingPros YouTube channel and comment on this video. You can tell me how much I sucked yesterday if you want. That's fine. Do that. And you guys will be entered into the drawing to win this autographed Miami Dolphins signed Tyreek Hill jersey. The name will be pulled and the winner will be announced coming up at the end of September, in the early part of October. So stay tuned coming up for that. As you guys know, before I give you the bets, Hard Rock Bet, they are the title sponsor, presenting sponsor of the Daily Juice podcast. Hard Rock Bet is the only legal sports book in the state of Florida, but it's also available in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado. More states are coming online, including Nevada, all the time. You can also play Hard Rock Bet's online casino if you live in New Jersey. As we gear up for the NFL and keep rolling here, a $5 bet at Hard Rock Bet, and you get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Head over to Hard Rock Bet and sign up and make your first deposit today. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe in Florida, offered by Seminole Hard Rock Digital LLC in all other states. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Indiana, Illinois, New Jersey, Ohio, Tennessee, or Virginia to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling in Florida, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. In Indiana, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, New Jersey, Ohio, Tennessee, and Virginia. Okay, WNBA, we have not bet this for a bit, but the Aces have won 17 straight games. The Aces are laying 5 or 5.5. FanDuel's got it at 5. Other books are at 5. Some books are at 5.5. This is sort of just a rinse and repeat type situation. The Vegas Aces can win the series here on the road in Seattle tonight. The Aces are 7-3 against the spread over their last 10 games against Seattle. They are 8-2 straight up. They have taken apart Seattle. They won 102-77 in game number 1. The last time I played in Seattle was back on June the 1st when Vegas was playing like crap, and they still won and they still covered. Vegas was laying 3 in that game, and they won 75-70. Back on May 25th, they were on the road against Seattle. Seattle was favored by 5, and Vegas wound up winning the game. Seattle was catching 5. But Vegas wound up winning the game 102-82, won the game by 20. So, I mean, we've seen this. Seattle won the game 102-80. Seattle won the game by 20. Seattle covered. They were catching 5 at home, and they won by 20. That was back in the swoon period for Vegas. All Vegas has done, really, over the last 2 months is beat every single team in front of them. Becky Hammons is a really good coach. And when you look at Vegas and the way they were playing in the May, June, most of July period, they were lost. Like, they were just straight up lost. They didn't know what they were doing. And it's not just that Vegas has won. Vegas, dating back to the 19th of August, if you want to go with the 10 straight games, over the last 10 games, okay, forget the 17. Over the last 10 games, Vegas is 7-2-1 against the number. Like, they're not just winning, but they're covering. They've covered 3 straight games, including in game 1 where they were 6-point favorites and they won the game 102-77. They killed them. It wasn't close. This is just a team on a mission at the moment to go out there and just prove to everybody how good they are and why Becky Hammons is the best coach and why A'ja Wilson is the best player. And it's not really a fair fight here for Seattle when Vegas has everything put together like this. It's a mismatch. I mean, it's just a straight up mismatch. If you want to bet streaks, I bet streaks. You want to bet momentum, you can bet momentum. There's never been a team in the WNBA that has had a 15-game win streak or more and not won the WNBA championship that season. 4 teams have done it before, and all 4 teams have won the championship. And Vegas looks like they are on, they're not interested in hanging around and having long series with anybody. They win this, they're on to the semifinal. They win the best of 5, and they're on to the final where they're most likely going to play Minnesota, and that's a best of 7, and that's going to be a massive series. But for a 3-game series, I don't think Vegas, maybe in the first half, the Aces will have a punch, but by the time we get to the end of the game, I just don't think at Climate Pledge Arena, I just don't think Vegas is going to be interested in having a game 3 against Seattle. And the number's only 5. I think it's a good number to jump in on, given the way Vegas has played. And like I mentioned, 7-2-1 over the last 10 games, ATS-wise. They have the best player in A'ja Wilson, and they have the best coach in Becky Hammons. I'm going to go ahead and lay it with the Vegas Aces, -5 for -110. Vegas for 1.1 units for Vegas to win Game 2 and cover and send themselves off into the second round of the WNBA playoffs. Bet number 2. Here is a disclaimer on baseball betting at the moment. All right, this is crunch time, okay? This is pressure and crunch time. And I can tell you, being here in New England, that Red Sox fans are locked into every pitch. They are really interested in this team. They're bummed out about Roman Anthony being out, but they love the kid that's going tonight, the Conley Early kid who had 11 Ks in his debut to tie a record from a debut perspective for the Red Sox. He makes his second start here tonight against the A's, the team he just struck out 11 times. That game was in Oakland. This game's in Fenway. Red Sox are trying to figure out how they're going to wind up winning this at the moment, but you look at the overall standings for Boston, it's Houston they're worried about all of a sudden. It's not actually the team you would think, because going into it, Boston was worried about having to go with other teams. The Guardians all of a sudden, the Rangers who are playing Houston, all of a sudden. Red Sox need to win tonight. They need to win, and they need to keep this going in the right direction, because at the moment, they're the second wild card behind the Yankees. But they might wind up being the third, and if they're not careful, they could wind up out of the playoffs. Like, it's not a guarantee that Boston makes the postseason, just given what we've seen here. The Guardians are 3 games back. The Rangers are 3 games back. Astros are a half a game behind. Boston's 82-68. The Astros are 82-69. Now, this is because Seattle's won 9 games in a row. Mariners have been ridiculous, so they've changed the dynamic here. Seattle's past Boston. They've got the division at the moment. So Houston's playing the Rangers. Houston won 6-3 last night. Same 2 teams play here tonight. Boston cannot play around here with teams like Sacramento. You can't play around with the A's. You got to go and win the game. You got to be effective. You got to win the game. You got to play to your ability. Boston against left-handed pitching has been great. We've talked about it all year long. Boston's batting average is 4th best in Major League Baseball against lefties at 261. Boston RBIs-wise leads Major League Baseball with the most RBIs off left-handed pitching this year. 9 more than the Philadelphia Phillies. More on them here in just 1 second. Boston has a really good slugging percentage, top 5 in baseball, and top 10 in baseball in slugging. On base percentage, top 5. Boston hits lefties, and at Fenway Park, left-handed pitchers also have a very difficult time because of the Green Monster and what happens. So, Red Sox today on the run line. It's -160 most everywhere. I'm not really interested in laying that level of juice here. If Boston wins by 1, so be it. If I lose the bet on that, so be it. That's just something, a risk I'll take with this. But Jeffrey Springs going for the Sacramento A's. He's been better on the road than at home, but a 3.61 ERA, 5-6 record for him. And the team has lost 3 games in a row and 6 of 7 when he's pitched, including a 6-0 loss to the Red Sox back last Tuesday, a week ago. Same 2 pitchers, same 2 teams, different venue, but most likely the same result. We'll take the Red Sox on the run line here. Red Sox run line at +130 for 1 unit to win in laying that 1.5 runs. And finally, we go to the Dodgers and their game against the Phillies today. We get Shohei Ohtani on the mound, and we get a really cheap price on the Dodgers. Really cheap price. This is just a principal play for me on this. There's the old adage, when a team clinches the division, bet against them the next day. I'm doing it even more so because the Phillies won the division yesterday because the Mets can't beat anyone anymore. The Mets have been awful over the last 2 weeks. And the Phillies now clinched the division. It's the earliest that they have clinched the division on September the 15th, almost 2 full weeks left of regular season baseball, and they have clinched. That is really, really early for this. It's going to be interesting to see how it works for them psychologically. This is the earliest they have ever clinched the National League East. The Mets, as I mentioned, haven't done great, but the Phillies have won 11 of 14 games this month, and they sport the best record in August so far in Major League Baseball. So why am I fading them? Because the Dodgers need a win. The Dodgers are only up by 2 games on the Padres, and when they have Shohei on the mound, you can't play around on games like this. You need Ohtani to come here and be good for this team and to be dominate. Now, be Shohei Ohtani coming up, and it's -120, -115, depending on the price. Again, at this point in time of the season, The Dodgers are 48-27 at home. They lost yesterday in a back-to-back, back-and-forth battle. Schwarber went deep for the Phillies. The Phillies are 39-37 on the road, and they went out partying last night. I mean, 6-5 win last night. You got to think that they just went out and kicked their heels up and just celebrated the season. So Dodgers are still locked in. You're not going to get out. I mean, the number opened up with the Phillies as a small favorite. It's been flipped to the Dodgers because, again, the old adage is bet against the team that clinched the night before. In particular, LA at home. In particular, Ohtani pitching. In particular, the Dodgers need it. So there's just a lot of reasons to bet the Dodgers here today up against the Phillies, and the price is too good to pass up. Dodgers minus 115 for 1.15 units. All right, 3 bets for us here on Tuesday. Vegas laying 5 in game 2 of their best of 3 at Seattle. Red Sox run line at home up against the A's at plus 130, and the Dodgers money line at minus 115 for 1.15 units. Those are the plays for the Daily Juice. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Much more to come as we look to roll here this week. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.